Hello! The purpose of this video is to convince my father to play this amazing game. He's turned off by the little alien guys, but I'm trying to show him that it's a pretty legit space simulator game. So, I already passed, I'm a complete beginner. I am absolutely learning the ropes here. And the only thing I've done is complete these training missions. And I just completed To the Moon Part 1, which is successfully orbiting the moon. And I thought it was so cool. I think it's the perfect video to show my dad how cool this game is. So I'm going to try and recreate that completion. I've tried this since and failed twice. I successfully orbited the moon, but I didn't follow all the tutorial steps. So I'm going to try and actually complete the tutorial. And so we can show them. So to start out with, they're on here on the this text box here is explaining to us how we're orbiting Kerbin right now, and the goal for this tutorial is to orbit the moon. And it's assuming that we've already completed the previous tutorials, which is the case. This is good. This is what they call a transfer orbit. That's what we're going to try and accomplish. Transfer orbit from planet Kerbin to the moon. All right. To perform a successful transfer, we need to make sure that our ship, which is right here, arrives at the moon, which is right here, at the same time. So to do that, the first thing we got to do is add a maneuver. Right now, our apoapsis is right here. Our periapsis is right here. And we need to increase our apoapsis so that it reaches the orbit of the moon to the Earth. So we'll do that right about here. We'll add a maneuver. And then we need to drag the prograde handle until it's roughly lined up with that of the moon. Right about there. The problem is by the time we get here, the moon will be like around here somewhere. So we need to adjust our maneuver so that our orbit matches that trajectory we want to hit. And we'll do that by reaching here. There we go. So we'll just drag this. We'll just drag this until it. There we go. All right. So with this, we'll be able to get close to the moon, and we will be able to intercept the moon. And right about here, and then right about here, because if we keep going on that trajectory after that, we will escape the moon, meaning that we'll be in the moon's sphere of influence. We'll feel that pulling gravity from the moon, but if we keep going in that trajectory, we'll just miss it completely, and we'll come back and orbit the Earth. So we'll make another maneuver once we get to this point. But for now, this maneuver will put us within the moon's sphere of influence. And so, okay, very good. So we have our trajectory here planned. This is our maneuver node. In 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we will be here, and we'll be ready to full thrust on our trajectory. And we will burn. This is the burn bar. We will burn for about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So from the tutorials, I learned that we need to have that. So that'll be 70 seconds. Half is 35 seconds. So at around T minus 35 seconds, we will hit full thrust towards this to start this maneuver. Right now, I'm pointing in the wrong direction, though. I need to point towards my maneuver target. And if I'm saying all the wrong things, don't blame me. This is I'm just learning the ropes here. Okay, So this is the direction I want to be pointed when I hit full throttle at T minus 35 seconds. And let's make sure the last time, even though I successfully completed an orbit around the moon, I skipped some tutorial steps, so I'll try and catch up here. I did pull the prograde handle until my post-maneuver orbit reached as high as that of the moon. Check. That's not enough to achieve an actual encounter because we need to make sure that we're within the moon's sphere of influence. Check. We can zoom in and out. Check. Need to delete any nodes. Okay, so if I do this right, this should light up and I should be able to hit the next button. Okay. You've planned a translunar injection maneuver, and our post-maneuver orbit will enter the moon's sphere of influence right here. There are a few things to notice. Close the maneuver, press circle, bring up your nav ball, which I already have it down here. Okay, it says I can speed up the timing here, but I'm on a PlayStation controller. I'm not very good at slowing time back down, so I'll just wait 30 seconds for this to read T minus 35, and then we will get up to speed. Five. Go. That. Boom. Alright, we're accelerating, full thrust. We will do this for 60 more seconds, and we should be able to see our orbit around the Earth increasing. Our apoapsis is increasing slowly. In the direction that we're thrusting in, this is what our orbit will look like. So the goal is to make this as big as our planned orbit here. And I might decelerate once we're getting close because I've learned that it's easy to overshoot it. Seconds burn time left. Right about 5, I'll probably stop accelerating and then slowly accelerate. Okay, this is the throttle down here. I'm applying very light throttle just so I can try and get the exact. Planned apoapsis is around 14,000. Oh, I overdid it. See, I overdid it just as I was trying to explain that. Actually, no. I think I can. Okay, it's kind of glitching out there. I don't know why. Okay. Are we good? Very weird glitching there. All right. Don't know why that's glitching, but my planned orbit now matches. It matches close to that of the moon, and we should have a moon intercept right about here, a moon encounter. I'll be within the moon's sphere of influence in about 3 hours and 17 minutes. We don't want to wait that long, so for that I will need this node first. For that I will warp time because we don't have 3 hours to wait. So let's warp right about. This is where we would encounter the moon, so let's do it maybe just right after, right around here, and we'll say warp here. See the moon moving from right to the left of the screen. Great. All right. So we are now under the moon's sphere of influence, and the moon's gravity is the only gravity affecting the motion of our ship. But like it says in the tutorial box, our ship is on an escape trajectory relative to the moon, which means that if we keep going in this direction, right, in this orange orbital direction, we're going at a speed that will not allow us to keep orbiting the moon. The moon will keep going here this way, and I will keep going this way fast enough to just go past the moon and come back all the way to Earth in a huge Earth orbit. So what I need to do, without reading a tutorial from memory, I need to increase my apoapsis to something that would just be beyond the moon. And the best way to increase your apoapsis is by your periapsis. So we will add a maneuver here at the periapsis. As a reminder, the periapsis is the lowest point of your orbit relative to whatever body you're orbiting. And so we will add a maneuver here. And again, we will pull on the prograde handle to increase it. And there we go. Until we have a nice, good orbit there. And I think I'm going to shoot for something around 200 kilometers. Right here in the bottom left here, we're at 186. I think that's fine. Under 200 we'll do. If I remember correctly, can I type in here? I think I can. No, I can't. Oh well. But 140 kilometer periapsis. That'll be fine. So what we'll do is just close this here. This burn time will be 26 seconds, much shorter burn time. And I am pointing in the wrong direction. I need to be pointing towards my maneuver node. Go. So if I burn in this direction at full thrust for 26 seconds, I will be able to achieve this orange orbit around the moon. And now it seems counterintuitive because it seems like I'm burning in the wrong direction, but that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going too fast right now, 481 meters per second. I'm going too fast to achieve the orbit that I want around the moon. So basically, I'm going to be slowing down so that I can create this orbit here, and this will happen. Let's see if I can warp here. Warp the next maneuver. So I want to get, I'm going to warp right before the maneuver. So I don't have to wait 33 minutes. Okay. Now half of 26 is 13. So at t minus 13 seconds, I'm not going to give it full throttle this time. I might do some incremental throttle here. I'm just, every single time I've done it, I feel like I've overshot it. So at t minus 13 seconds, I will burn in this direction, which hopefully will put me at a 100 and, what did I choose? 180 kilometer periapsis? 150? I don't remember. We're shooting for under 200, so I know that'll be good. And then I'll fix the apoapsis. I'll reduce it to make it a nice circular orbit. Okay. 15, 14, 13. There we go. So the orange orbit that's moving, it should eventually match that dotted orange orbit that we're looking for. There we go. Blowing down. Get it right. It's gonna be great. And there. Okay. Delete this node. Maneuver. Alright. Technically, this is it. I have achieved a lunar orbit. I am currently orbiting the moon. The Earth has no gravity influence on me. But there's something else I need to do still, according to this tutorial. Now that we're not on an escape trajectory, I won't be flying past the moon. We're going to try and get into a circular orbit of at least 200,000 meters, 2,000 kilometers. Now, my periapsis is at 139, down here too, 140 kilometers. But as you can see, my apoapsis is way far. About 1,000 kilometers. So the best way to reduce the apoapsis, as we learned in and eccentricity is 0.72. That means how circular our orbit is. If we get it at 1, it'll be a perfect circle, which is also, I think, what we're looking for. At least not in this tutorial, but I'd like to make nice little perfect circle orbits. So the best way to reduce the apoapsis is by reducing the periapsis. Add a maneuver here, and again, this time we will pull the prograde, the retrograde handle to shorten our orbit there, apoapsis right around. What if I click on the moon? I thought there was a way to change the view of the moon. I guess not. So that it would focus on it instead. Yeah, there is a way, but I either forgot or haven't learned it. But that's okay. So we'll continue pulling the prograde handle. I think that'll be fine. It's not a perfect circle, but it'll get us there, and it'll definitely count as completing the tutorial. So I will get to this maneuver node. So this is the current moon orbit. In 4 hours, I will be in a position where I can hit my thrusters again in the opposite direction. Of course, I should be thrusting this way to shorten my orbit, decrease my apoapsis. But I will not have 4 hours, so we will first point in the right direction. Yep. And so remember, I'm going to be going around here this way, and when I'm here, that's the direction I want to be pointed in to thrust retrograde and shorten my orbit. Now that I'm pointing in the right direction, I want to warp to my next maneuver. Really don't want to wait 4 hours. Okay. Exciting. So in 52 seconds, I will be in a perfect position to thrust. Turn on my thrusters here, and I hit the gas for 7 seconds. Take a little longer because I'm not gonna do full throttle. And we'll see this apoapsis just come down here, and then that should complete the tutorial. not a perfect circle. Don't have... Yeah, that's not perfect. Well, it'd be better than 0.72 eccentricity right now. Right now is 0.72. And this will be close to 1. So half of 7 is 3.5. So at 3 we'll kick it. There we go. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. All right. We'll delete this node after our burn. We don't need it anymore. Okay. That looks good to me. Why is this not moving yet? Get yourself into a reasonably circular. Okay. So never mind. We are aiming for that eccentricity of 0. Actually, I was saying 1, but 0. 0 would be a perfect circle. Golly, I mean, I would call that reasonably circular. Is this not reasonably circular? Okay, I guess not. We need to be at 0.00. So what we want to do is, my apoapsis is at 181 kilometers, periapsis is 138. I need to decrease one or increase the other. Because this is already close to 181, we need to be under 200 kilometers. I'm just going ahead and reduce that apoapsis. And we do that again by adding a maneuver here at the periapsis and pulling retrograde to try and match the 138 kilometers of the periapsis. There we go, 138, 138. This is perfect. Very good. Here and say warp to my next maneuver. To be right in the exact spot, I needed to go around the moon one more time. Okay. And we're going to point in the direction that... Oh my gosh. Okay, the sun must be behind the moon here because there's a crazy shadow. We need to be pointing in the direction of my maneuver node. There you go. Slight adjustment. Now let's confirm. There's Earth. There is a sun. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we are quite literally in the moon shadow. All right. So in T minus 11 seconds, I will do a very, very, very small burn here. Tiniest of burns. I'm gonna take it super slow. Yay, success. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. All right, that is it. I'm gonna delete this node, and that's it. We have a perfectly eccentric orbit around the moon with an apoapsis of 140 kilometers, a periapsis of 138. It's not a perfect circle, but you can't tell from here. Maybe you can. And so we are successfully orbiting the moon, which is already orbiting Earth, which of course is orbiting the sun. And that's completion of the To the Moon Part 1 tutorial. And Dad, I hope that this convinces you that this is an amazing space simulator, not just a game. Good work from Gene Kerman here. We are in a stable circular orbit around the moon with a ship fully capable of landing. That's the next one. I haven't quite been able to land it but maybe I'll record it if I do. All right, thanks again. Bye.